distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today to represent UNESCO on behalf of the Assistant Director General for Africa, Madam Lalla Aisha Ben-Barka, who unfortunately, for personal reasons, was unable to join you today. I'd like to read to you her message on this occasion of the launch of this UNESCO Category 2 Center. I am delighted and honored to address you on this historic occasion of the first conference of the UNESCO Category 2 Center on Water for Sustainable Development and Adaptation to Climate Change, taking place in this beautiful country, which is noted, among other things, for its excellence in science and technology. We are here in this Academy of Sciences, and it bears testimony to the long road that the Republic of Serbia has taken in the field of science and technology. Let me begin by expressing my gratitude to the organizers of this launch ceremony, and in particular, Professor Dr. Milan Dimkic, and I'd like to just make a few remarks on behalf of UNESCO. We are grateful to you and your colleagues for associating UNESCO in this event, particularly to the role given to us to facilitate the cooperation with the South. Mr. Chairperson, Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, understanding the changes in the complex and dynamic Earth systems and the societal and environmental impact is at the heart of UNESCO's mandate. To foster sustainable development, UNESCO draws on its intergovernmental and international science programs and their networks at global, regional, and national level. UNESCO's role is to build capacity in our member states, and of course, to provide a platform for further bilateral and multilateral collaborative efforts, so that science and technology can better serve to mitigate future threats and reduce disaster vulnerability. The International Hydrological Program, in association with its water chairs, the centers of excellencies, and the institutes, is making a contribution to disaster risk management in a number of areas of competence. Ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellency, the theme that unites us here today is at the heart of UNESCO's mandate and of crucial importance at the dawn of this 21st new 22nd century soon: water management and climate change. The challenges of water management, climate change, poverty, underdevelopment require global action. However, regional and sub-regional strategies are of crucial importance. It is our hope at UNESCO that this center will become a permanent mechanism for promoting regional cooperation and integration, but also playing a role at the global level. UNESCO's mission is bolstered by its capacity to initiate actions that take into account the diversity of its member states and, of course, the distinct nature of the differing geographical regions. North-South have commonly been identified between the developed and the developing countries, despite the fact that some appear in the wrong hemisphere. While science has brought immense benefits and opportunities for people in the North, the South has failed to harness the benefits of technological advancement for socioeconomic development, and so the disparity exists between the North and the South. There is non-availability of skilled labor, qualified scientific and technological manpower, and hence UNESCO's work in the recent years is to decrease this gap between the North and the South. The UNESCO 36th General Conference last year approved the establishment not only of this Category 2 Center in Serbia, but also centers in Africa, in Kenya, South Africa, and in Sudan, covering groundwater, water changes, as well as water harvesting. And it is our wish at UNESCO that there is an enhanced collaboration between these institutions within Africa and this Serbia Category 2 Center. The African Union Summit has endorsed several action plans for the development of the African continent. One of them is the Science and Technology Action Plan for the African continent, how to harness scientific knowledge for Africa's development. One other AU Summit, African Union Summit decision was the Environmental Action Plan. These action plans aim at using science and technology for sustainable development, eradication of poverty, as well as environmental issues. This Serbia Category 2 Center and the Jaroslav Cerny Institute is already playing a role in assisting the African countries to deliver on their mandate. The Serbian Category 2 Center, under the stewardship of Professor Dimkic, has already initiated water education activities across the African continent, recently in Nigeria, promoting water education activities, as well as now we've initiated a collaboration with the Foundation for Water and Environmental Engineering in Burkina Faso, in Ouagadougou. And this is under the guidance of the Director General of the Serbia Category 2 Center. Now, climate change, we've heard a lot about it, is posing a great threat to agriculture. And much of Africa's economy is based on agriculture. However, if we cannot understand how the water is allocated, how water is managed, the backbone of most African economies will be affected. A number of countries in sub-Saharan Africa already face considerable water stress as a result of insufficient, unreliable rainfalls, but also because water resources are poorly managed. And water is a primary medium through which people in Africa will experience climate change impacts. It is understood that by the year 2020, we will have up to 250 million Africans exposed to increased water stress. That is almost 100 times more than the population of the Republic of Serbia. So while a lot of attention is also placed on droughts that sweep across Africa, some places will see heavier rainfalls. We have seen floods this year, for example, in Benin and Namibia. And the Jaroslav Cerny Institute and the Category 2 Center has already provided capacity building training to Namibia recently and will continue for the SADC region in building capacity not only on disaster management, but also in general water management. In March 2013, next year, the UN, United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, will organize a huge conference which is called the Science with Africa 3. Every 2 years, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa, based in Addis Ababa, organizes a conference bringing together scientists and international partners for Africa to debate on emerging challenges facing the continent. The next meeting will take place in March 2013, mandated by the Ministers of Finance of African countries. And this conference in March 2013 will focus on innovation in Africa. We are currently discussing with the Jaroslav Cerny Institute and the Category 2 Center on how the center can manage an entire session transferring knowledge to several countries in Africa on how water resources can be effectively managed. So these are some of the initiatives that the Institute is taking care of. Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, ensuring equitable access to water and its benefits now and for future generations is a major challenge. Hence, the North-South, South-South cooperation is encouraged now more than ever. While working to enhance international cooperation, it's important not to neglect those who are usually left out of knowledge and science networks, in particular, our women and youth. Specific action is needed to enable female researchers and scientists to compete and succeed on a fair and equitable basis. The underrepresentation of women in science marks a great loss to human potential, not only for the Republic of Serbia, but for the world as a whole. We welcome this global initiative, and in sum, much is already in motion. I'd like to thank you for inviting me to the launch and allowing me to share my thoughts with you. UNESCO is par excellence, an instrument of international cooperation, and it is our task to show that by helping collaboration and dialogue to thrive, international peace and development can thrive too. We look forward to developing activities and actions in Africa that will foster policy-relevant water science to build institutional capacity, as well as to meet the growing needs for sustainable water resources in Africa. This center has a significant role to play, not only in the region, but globally. And I'm sure that under the able stewardship of Professor Dr. Milan Dimcic, it will become a world-renowned center. I'd like to wish you success in this path-breaking conference and beyond. Thank you, sir.